What's going on, YouTubers, gamers and fellow hobbyists, and welcome to P&Q, the question and answer series where I answer your questions, respond to your comments, and I do this every month. Now, there are several ways you can do this. You can put your comments or questions down below in that comment section, which is of course the most common way. Or you can email me at miniwarzone@gmail.com. There'll be a link in the video description below, or if you comment on another video, sometimes I'll pick that up there. I've got all of those today. Or you make a video yourself asking a question like, what do you think about, whatever it may be, and I'll answer that here too. Apologies for my voice. My throat is killing me. My throat is on fire. So yes, I will have to have the tea today. I've had my cough medicine because I've got a really dry cough. I've got a throbbing headache. I don't feel good, but the show must go on, as they say. I want to say, because I don't think I've mentioned it before, because I've got a lot of new subscribers, now, and a lot of newcomers to P&Q. So some of you may be unsure as to how it works. So if you put a comment or a question on this video, I will like it. That means I've acknowledged it, and it's been like the question's been like copied and pasted to my my list here, so to speak. I won't respond on the video. On the comment section. I will respond to you here on the P&Q. So that's how that works. So, as long as your question or comment has a like, it means I've seen it. Well, at least if I've liked it anyway. So if it's got at least one like, the chances are it's me. And but yeah, so that's how that works. Other apologies. My neighbour is cutting his grass. Can you believe that? I mean, it's nice that it's a summer sound. I like to hear grass being cut in the background and so on and so forth. Hopefully this condenser mic will get rid of most of it, but it's foggy outside, it's overcast, it's threatening rain. I mean, why? I don't know. Maybe he's just got some time off work, who knows. I'm going to interject a bit of an advertisement here for my Patreon campaign quickly. So if you have a mind, please check out my Patreon campaign. For as little as $1 a month, it will buy you access to exclusive videos which are just for patrons, and they will be all ad-free and all in HD. So that means those of you that like the paint-along series I do called On the Bench with Pete, which is one of my favourites to do these days. I do a similar one. It's called Painting with Patrons. And that's in HD and no ads, and it's all on the Patreon page. So for patrons, you can get access to that. There's behind the scenes stuff, and there's a few other things as well, bits and bobs. So yeah, end commercial. We'll go on. I've got a personal question and 2 video questions, and I feel a cough coming up, so I'm going to cover my condenser mic. I had to do that or that. There's no one else in the room, so you're not going to catch it. And that hurt. A sip of tea. Tea's good. I had a personal question. Someone asked me in person. They said, how do I feel about the loss of Google Plus? And they said they think it's going around April time. I'm a little sad, I have to say, about Google Plus. Be going, because I quite liked it. I suppose I should have used it. From what I can gather, they're getting rid of it due to lack of use, which is a shame, and I hold my hand up. I am one of those people that went on to Twitter and Instagram instead. Ooh. Excuse me. Which is a shame though, because it was a really cool platform, and I way preferred it over Facebook because it was kind of like you can specialize your communities and so on, whereas Facebook was kind of a very generic thing, seeing all sorts on there. But yeah, so I'm sad about it. I wish it wouldn't go, but I can't stop something like that. Okay, so that was my personal question. I'll do the 2 other video questions, and I'll go on to the ones that were left on last month's show. So the first video question comes from Brett Holt, and he asked this question, I think it was on one of my On the Bench videos. He said, do you stream on Twitch your Hangout and Paint sessions? If not, I would suggest you do it. I would suggest you do. It can be a good income for you to support our beloved hobby. You can dual stream also to YouTube and Twitch at the same time using Restream, etc. Well, Brett, it's not something I'm a huge fan of. I'm not a huge fan of live streaming. And the main reason being, I like the power of being able to edit something out if something goes awry or something happens, you know, or I get taken ill or something. That wouldn't look good on a live stream. I've done a few live shows in the past, as you can see from my live playlist, but I'm not ruling it out altogether. Twitch is something I would have to look at in the future. I suppose I should jump on that bandwagon now, really, but for the here and now, I'm happy just pottering about on YouTube, as it were. But thank you for your question, and you know, who knows the future? Nothing's set in stone. Okay, so the next video question comes from idicbeer40k, and he asked it on his Q&A video. He said, do you collect Pops or the Warhammer variant? And my answer to that is no. The only thing I collect really now are miniatures, games and books. It's the only thing I collect, as it were, and, you know, stuff related to that hobby. So that's the answer to that question. So moving down to the actual questions or comments that were left on last month's P&Q, and we're sticking with the idicbeer40k theme here. And he says, awesome show, mate. A Necron cake. Sounds good, doesn't it? Do you think you will be just a little tempted to see Star Wars Episode 9 when it comes out? Also, did you see the Solo movie and any thoughts on it? I'm sad to say no, I'm not even a little bit tempted to go and see Star Wars Episode 9. And no, I haven't seen Solo. I'm just not interested anymore. They've destroyed it for me. Disney has destroyed Star Wars for me. And I want no part in that train wreck, basically. I'll just fondly remember, you know, episodes 1 to 6, with episodes 4 to 6 being my favourite. But yeah, so no, I have no desire to see any more Star Wars stuff. I don't even get excited about rumours and things I hear about it anymore, because I'm like, yeah, whatever, you know. I don't care what they do now. Bring someone back to life, you know, redo it, whatever. It's you've blown it, guys. You've totally blown it. So that's my answer to that one. I wish my answer was different. I truly do. Okay, so I hope that answers that. Next question comes from Big Mick Dan Skull. Sorry about the. I'm gonna have to keep taking tea. My throat is so sore. I was actually tempted to put off doing this for a while, but I can't. Anyway, he says, great vid, mate. Question for next time. What's the longest you've left the project to one side before returning to finish it? Do you have any projects put aside that you feel should have been completed by now, but you just can't find the motivation? Oh yeah, I've got my Orc Bomber, as you may or may not recall, and my Ford pickup truck that I got all infused about after coming back from America and wanting to build an American model truck. So that is just something I have neglected, I'm sad to say. So I'm just checking my phone to make sure it was on silent, which it is now. Don't want to get interrupted there. Yeah, so the Orc Bomber, I started great guns on that, and I'm happy with it as it is. I will come back to it in, I'll have phases of going back to it. I think that's what's going to happen with that one. I can feel it in my bones. At the moment, it's not on its stand, and I'm wondering truly where on earth would it go if it was on its stand. I don't think it would fit anywhere. Yeah, it's one of those. I don't know what to do with it, but I don't want to neglect it totally. And I want to finish my Ford pickup truck. I just can't find the motivation for that. And my Death Watch. I started that a long time ago. Was it back in 7th edition, wasn't it, when that came out? I can't remember now. But anyway, yeah, I've still only got 4 guys done out of my box set, so naughty me, excuse me. Oh, yes, very naughty me. I'm terrible, aren't we all though, when it comes to attention spans and so on. But I keep going. I'm Ronin. There's another one I keep meaning to go back to. So much stuff on the go. Pirates, Musketeers. Good question, sir. Wizard Wargaming is next. Who says, "Awesome video, buddy. 35 years is a long time indeed. What is your favourite colour, paints-wise, brand and name?" I go through phases. At the moment, it's burnt red. See if I can grab my. See if I can put my hand on it. Yeah, there it is. By model colour, burnt red. That's my favourite one. It's a Vallejo paint. I use that a lot these days. It used to be Mephiston Red by Citadel, and I'm still fond of that. But I do go through phases, but that one is currently my absolute favourite. Thank you for your question. Stephen Green is next. He says, "Appreciate the honest answers, bud. I've always been a werewolf fan as well." Nice one. A bit of a personal question, since you have some unique experience with this. Due to unforeseen circumstances, I find myself in a position where I have to go back out into the open workforce after having worked for myself over the last 5 years. Well, I know where you're coming from with that one. I find it daunting to have to start from the bottom rung once again and to be competing physically with people a decade or more my junior. With your recent experiences re-entering the job market, do you have any advice to prepare mentally? I don't think you'll need much in the way of preparation. You'll just go into it knowing more than you did like 10 years ago or whatever, and you'll feel, well, I certainly feel that much more, what's the word? I don't know. Seasoned, that's not a nice word, is it? Seasoned, like a seasoned veteran. I'm one of the oldest guys in there now. I'm the old guy of the team, so to speak, whereas I used to be the youngster. So now I got these young guys looking to me for kind of worldly advice and things, like in the banter that goes back and forth as you're working and stuff. And it's strange, and I find myself realizing more and more that I actually know more than I gave myself credit for. I think when you work for yourself, you kind of tend to get caught up in, I can't do anything else now, and you get kind of institutionalized into what you're doing, and it's almost like a fear of going out there, and like a lack of confidence almost. But there's really no need, because it should become soon apparent to you, as it has to me, that you're more than capable of dealing with whatever comes your way. And if necessary, you'll have the right responses to things now, the right responses to certain situations. People can try and, like years ago, for instance, if someone tries to aggravate you in the workplace, for instance, you may have blown up and had to go back or whatever. Now you can kind of let things go over your head. You can let things slide, but get your own back in other ways, smarter ways. And they'll quickly come to realise, there's no point in badgering. No point badgering Pete, he doesn't bite. And I don't, well, I'm like, yeah, whatever, dude. Been there, done that, got the t-shirt, ate the cake, still got a badge somewhere. And, you know, I get on great with my work colleagues. And they get on, you know, they think an awful, it's apparent they think an awful lot of me. So that speaks volumes. In terms of management and hierarchy and things, starting on the bottom rung, yeah, I feel like I'm starting on the bottom rung again, but I feel like that rung is of a stronger platform, and I can launch myself from it in a far easier way than I could do. So I'm looking to do that, either by heading on out into a different workforce or sticking with the same company. But I don't think, my advice to you would be is don't worry. You've got nothing to worry about, really nothing to worry about. Wisdom is something you will have, and that comes from experience. You can't buy that. You can buy education, but you cannot buy wisdom. Right, so, thank you for your question. Wargaming with Gary is next. He says, love these Q&A videos. Not watched this all the way through though, saving it for a painting day. All the best, Gary. Oh, thank you, Gary, it means a lot. Don't forget you can check out my On the Bench with Pete playlist. That is a series of videos purely designed specifically to put on in the background when you have a painting day or hobby day, and I chat and paint along with you. So look out for those. If I remember, I'll put a link to that playlist up there. Basic Miniature Painting is next. He says, hi Pete, great P&Q. Do you plan on getting any more tattoos? I don't plan on it, but yeah, you know, these things happen. They're quite expensive, so probably not at least not for the foreseeable. And last but not least, by any means, Velsheid. Sorry if I don't pronounce your name correctly. Velsheid. He says, thanks for the video. Any other channels you'd recommend for wargame hobbyists? Oh, gee, my advice would be go on to Idic Beer's Facebook page, Wargamers Unification Group. On there, you'll see a whole plethora of wargaming channels that go there. I'm not on there personally because I'm not on Facebook anymore. But I personally think it would be unfair for me to just rattle off a few names because that would be excluding all the others. So I don't want to do that. So go on the Wargamers Unification Group. They will probably have the biggest collection of wargaming channels. And I'm sure Idic Beer can point you in the right direction if you want a more specialised type of channel, perhaps. Just, you know, give them a message or something. But that's it, and that's all the questions I've got. Don't forget, keep those questions coming in, because this series cannot survive without the questions or the comments. Something we can talk about. And yeah, like I said, don't forget, check out my Patreon if you've a mind. It's only $1 a month, and that's all that is required. But yes, like, share the videos if you can't do that. Just share it out there and spread the word, and try and get my subscriber count up. That would be good. That would be marvelous. That makes my day. Sorry, I've a bit under the weather today, but we still got it out there. We've still not missed a beat on P&Q. It used to be a weekly series for those of you that are new. It's gone monthly now, and that seems to be working quite well. So thanks once again. Keep the questions coming in. I usually try at some point in the month to do a reminder, don't forget P&Q, that kind of thing, just so that you can get the questions on there. And you think, because sometimes you think, oh yeah, I'll ask a question later on, or I'll go back to that, and it's easily done. You forget to do it. I've done it myself. It's like, oh, blimey, that's gone by. That month went quick. The months go quick, the weeks go quicker. And before you know it, Christmas is here again, isn't it? We haven't even had summer yet. Try not to cough. I think I've sustained it. Excellent. Right, okay. Thanks for watching, guys. Remember, all brushes lead to war. Love you all. And I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now, folks. Bye-bye.